Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today we are covering another Keith request. Thank you, Keith, again. We are covering the 1987 Blood Diner movie. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea.
You want to say it this time?
Sure, I guess.
We're doing a repeat.
So we're doing the Republic of Tea Pumpkin Ginger Tea. It's got red rhubarb, sweet blackberry leaves, cinnamon, ginger, natural flavors, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. Put on my side this time. And thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So, for the summary of Blood Diner. It is a horror comedy, which is very important to know for this movie.
Very important to note that.
But it's about two brothers who run a diner and are tasked with resurrecting an ancient goddess for their uncle. To do so, they murder women and use their body parts in ritualistic dishes, serving them to unsuspecting customers. So for entertainment, this is a slight. What was the other movie we watched where they were feeding body parts to customers? Because there's a very similar movie.
Which time?
Which time?
I feel like there were multiple.
It's okay. Anyways, I don't remember. But anyways, so for entertainment.
It's priest. Have a little priest.
This movie came out right before Pumpkinhead. And honestly, between Pumpkinhead and this one, there are things I like better than Pumpkinhead and things I don't like as well. And so I couldn't decide. So I'm going to keep this one at a 6.5.
It's a different genre, technically.
Yeah.
Different feel.
Yeah. It is a different feel. Yeah, I thought that the killer being the uncle in the beginning of the movie was kind of a fun, unexpected twist. And especially since the kids were so excited. They're like,
yeah.
Uncle! And then he fucking
couldn't have just knocked on the door. No, just gotta bust through the door.
And I do enjoy the mastermind versus like dumb sidekicks dynamic. That's really, that's 100% what it was. So it's like, I don't really have a whole lot to say on this movie as far as like entertainment. Cause it's
I do.
it's just something to behold. Whereas like sometimes you're just kind of confused as you're watching it, but then other times you're just like bursting out laughing because it's like really, really stupid / like actually funny and entertaining. But one thing that I did notice that was really common with this movie is this movie had a lot of dub over it. And some of the dubbing was not that good. So I'm like, what happened to the recording?
Yeah.
But because for those who don't know, especially with like in modern day movies, they sometimes have this, but it's especially extra important in older movies where if the sound, like the actor's voice didn't come all the way through or there was too much background noise, they would just have the actor like dub over their themselves with their line. But yeah, the dubbing though, like the lips sometimes didn't even match. I'm like, whoa. And it was really obvious dubbing too, because it's like crystal clear. And I was like, okay. But
there was one that the guy's lips didn't even move.
Yeah, I saw that too.
When he got punched in the face?
Yeah.
Yes. That was the last thing I wrote on my notes. After that, I'm like, I'm going to be writing the entire movie if I continue this, so...
Yeah, but, you know, to be fair, with it being a horror comedy, I don't know if maybe they did it on purpose.
I don't know.
It's either low budget, they didn't care, or they did it on purpose. I don't know which one.
All of the above.
I don't know which one it is, but no, this movie was definitely interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did like how the uncle is just like a brain and eyeballs. And there's like bubbles coming up, and that was like him talking and stuff. It's like, what?
I do find it interesting that you really liked that and thought that was funny, but Mars Attacks freaks you out.
Because they do the I don't know.
Really freaks you out?
I don't know. I don't have a rhyme or reason. It's childhood trauma. I don't have to have a reason. All I know is bubbles coming up from under a brain to signify talking is just not that scary.
So long as you understand.
Oh my god.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I give it a 6. I personally enjoyed this movie a bit more than Pumpkinhead, even though it's like, I did sit through the entire movie wondering what in the hell I was watching. There were times when I just busted out laughing because it was just absolutely ridiculous. And there was some comedy in there, some different one-liners and things that was funny. Other times I'm like, why? Why? The acting is so far over the top. So far. I don't know how they landed because they just went for it for sure. And I feel like they probably had a blast filming this. But there are times when, like, certain characters, especially like the detective, I'm like, ew. Like, why? Why even have this guy in there? He's like straight out of an 80s porno. Like, it's gross. And others are just like, have you never... This is your first acting job, isn't it? Because they're just absolutely ridiculous and hamming everything up. And it's just, oh my god. And the effects. Oh, the effects. It is a movie that I feel like it hits you out of left field. It was a wild ride. I mean, it's not one that I would really like reach for often, but if it happens to be on, I would probably sit there and watch it and laugh at different things in it.
This would be a really good party Halloween movie.
Yes.
Where you have a little peanut gallery.
Oh, yeah. It definitely would have been better if it was like you, me, V, and Carrie watching it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous. It is beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't hit quite the same when you're watching it by yourself.
That's the biggest label I can give it, is ridiculous. Thankfully, it's not like one of those, I just want it to be over kind of movies. There were certain scenes where I was thinking that, but for the most part, it's not like Lamageddon, where I'm like, just, can it be over now? It's one that I was kind of laughing to and like, how bad is it going to get? I just want to see. It's like a train wreck of a movie, and I want to see just how bad it gets.
And it does.
Oh, it gets out there.
Yeah, it does not disappoint.
Out there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, for realism, I give it a 0.5.
I'm very proud of you.
Well, first, and I mean, to be fair, this is a special effects thing, but the door in the beginning was so paper thin.
Thank you. Like, that is the first thing I put, is cardboard door is cardboard.
I will say, and I mean, this is kind of creeping back into entertainment, but the guard's eyes being knocked out by getting hit in the back of the head with a shovel.
That's the third thing I put. Is the eyes.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But no, that was funny.
That's not how it do.
Yeah, it's like, that's not how that works, but it was so funny.
I backed it up and watched it like 3 times. And then I showed my husband.
I'm glad you're
You gotta come see this.
And then, oh my god, and then the brain flying out of their uncle's corpse.
Yes.
And then I wrote I don't remember specifically, but I wrote the diner decapitation lol. I don't remember.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, it's like as she's like running away or something.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then also,
and then her head just rolls into where they are.
Yes. And then the karate chick.
Oh my god. Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole movie was a trip.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, well, if you were under any sort of influence, if this movie would be even more funny or
I'm
absolutely
sure
terrifying.
It depends on what you're on.
both.
Probably. But
we don't make any recommendations.
definitely not.
Make it legal.
Yeah. So I also gave it a 0.5. Because there are certain things like police would be involved that is accurate, but at the same time, the police were absolutely ridiculous. So, apart from the one female detective who actually was making some sense. But yeah, and I knew what kind of movie this was going to be when you hear over the radio that there's a guy that's been on a killing spree, on the loose, and it says, butcher's knife in one hand and his genitals in the other. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Back to that.
Yeah,
I'm like, did I hear that right?
It's like, is my brain just somewhere else right now?
I really thought that it was getting kind of late. And I was like, I had to have misheard that, and I backed it up. I'm like, nope, that's exactly what I heard. That's exactly what I heard. And then they get to the cemetery where they're digging up their uncle, and his arm rose, but then is back down the next scene. So inconsistencies. The brain should have been goop by that point, 20 years later. And then the voiceover when the guy got punched. It was at that point in the movie that I stopped writing any notes and just was along for the ride. I'm like, I'm just going to be writing everything down. And I don't want to have the entire movie laid out in my notes. Because what's the point in that at that point? So that was where I called it. I'm like, this is officially like one of the least realistic movies we've ever seen. So
I don't know. The one that Carrie and B had us watch that was really weird and trippy and surreal. Oh man, I forgot what it's called.
Which one? That's kind of Carrie's thing.
It was. Oh man, I can't even describe what it was. Oh man,
is it Eraserhead?
No. We haven't done that for the podcast.
You're right. No.
It was the one where it's almost like a magician guy. And then there's like this like spheres thing that would fly and kill people.
Oh god, Phantasm.
There we go. Yeah, that one.
I had pushed that out of my mind. Apparently, I just put it in a box and shoved it in a far corner. I had all but forgotten about it. Thanks.
You're welcome.
God. But yeah, no, this one was more enjoyable than that.
It's less trippy for sure.
Yeah. It made more sense, even if it was just nonsense. Like, it was ridiculous. But at least it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
The demon at the end. With the mouth that opens from the stomach.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I was dying. I was laughing so hard. It gave me no, not it. The Thing. It gave me The Thing vibes.
Yeah.
The mouth opening from the stomach.
Well, and then the way that it was like eating the guy is just like,
oh
what?
my god. Oh my god. I was laughing so hard. Oh my god. And then she gets into the car with the guy at the end and her teeth are still all freaked up. Oh my god, I was laughing so hard. And like a very deep voice too for the lady.
They tend to do that though, because I feel like Ghostbusters did that too, right? With
She had a very gravelly voice. It wasn't necessarily super deep, but this voice sounded like it was a straight up dude. Like,
yeah, but they did say that the demon was a goddess.
yeah.
So yeah,
I didn't count off for it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
no,
It just is not what you were expecting, so it made me laugh. It's like, oh, hi, okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's like the goddess was like, "This is how I have more of a."
Maybe, but it also gave me like flashbacks to. You're gonna laugh, but Ghost Rider. When the demon dude goes, "My name is Legion."
Oh man, I only watched that movie once, and I barely remember it.
That scene in particular makes me bust out laughing every single time. I know it's supposed to be like a super serious scene, but I can't. I cannot take that scene seriously for anything. I need to show you just that one scene. But yeah, that's what I got for realism. It's, in summary, it's not realistic at all.
Yeah.
Where's the health inspector for all of this?
Yeah. To this movie's credit, is definitely entertaining.
Beyond the realm of ridiculous, even. It's
Yeah. No, I feel like this one was definitely a good recommendation. Because it's like, I hadn't really heard of this movie before.
I hadn't heard of it at all.
And
I'm glad I have.
It's a interesting ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a wild ride. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah. But thank you for joining us today, and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have our Teespring with these mugs available. And we have our PayPal or affiliate link with Republic of Tea. It does not affect the price of the tea, it just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye!